Folks, what's going on? Welcome back to the Classics, the cinematic movie podcast that takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago, officially on Spotify. I'm your guy, Jay Alonzo. With me is my guy, my partner in crime,
David Danger Neff. What's cracking, people?
What's going on? You know, we live in a city where it's no sun is shining, but fuck, it's hot.
Oh, it's, what is it, like 103 degrees right now?
No sun, by the way.
It's close to 10 o'clock at night, people. There is no sun!
No sun.
We're burning!
No sun has appeared at all today.
What's that line from Fools Rush In that like got the people in trouble? The white man is burning!
The white man is burning! And, you know, we live in this super hot ass city, and it's hot. So I'm glad we're not recording this episode today, because we're in here looking like three melting pots. And I say three because we're joined by a special guest today, and this is a good friend of yours.
Yes.
So I'm going to let you do the honors and introduce your guy.
So this is a really great friend of mine. We all went to Mojave together, but you know me, I'm like a chameleon. I just adapt everywhere.
David knows black people.
I wouldn't say chameleon, more like, I don't know, Komodo dragon, only just much fatter.
You know black folks.
If anybody has ever played Monster Hunter World, when the giant lizard eats something and he has a huge belly, that's pretty much what I was in high school. Anyways, this is my guy. He's a great friend of mine. He's a great friend of mine that is a huge comic book nerd.
Fellow cinefolk.
Like myself. Yeah, he's huge into movies like myself. We actually caught Thor Ragnarok together. And it is my pleasure to announce Lund Hairston.
Hey, how's it going, people? I appreciate y'all having me in the DeLorean. I was just watching Back to the Future a couple days ago, and I just watched Ready Player One on DVD, so I'm feeling that vibe.
I know it's a little different for you because, this DeLorean is kind of tight, it's kind of small.
Hey,
so,
I mean, they're putting me in the trunk at this point.
If you can see how massively big these two guys are, me, my little ass, I'm just here. But welcome to the show, man. Dave has been he had you locked in, but he would actually big you up. He would be so excited about getting to this episode, especially after last week. We had a barn burner last week with Saving Private Ryan, and we were just, hey, we need some comedy, dude. Like,
yeah, we really need to laugh.
We need to get some giggles out. And
I listened to that one, and I went and watched the movie that we'll be talking about today again right after that.
You have to, you have to. And just like many, I watched Saving Private Ryan. I'm like, yeah, I need to watch like a Disney flick or something. I'm just feeling off right now, But what's up, man? What's going on?
Oh, man, just loving it. I'm glad to be here.
Why don't you tell the people a little something about you? Where you from? What do you do?
Oh, for sure. Right now, I'm a jack of all trades. I'm from Long Beach.
LBC, stand up.
For sure.
Inglewood over here.
And so much money in the LBC.
Been
You're
so right.
Been in Vegas since I was 8, met this guy here in high school. So, I get around, I'm not necessarily what you'd call an industry guy, but I've been in a few YouTube videos, so.
Cool. We all got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
we wouldn't find you in like any like adult videos or anything.
Oh,
right?
No, that's not me.
Okay.
Because the name is fucking dope.
It's amazing.
Lund Hairston, like Lund Hairston in Cheerleaders Backdoor 5.
Lund Hairston in
hey, I'm not
in Pizza Boy, the Mammoth Pizza.
Hey, did you order a pizza? Like, bam!
Hey, I am not turning down any roles. Anyone has some...
I actually got offered a porn role when I was acting in LA. I was like, my mom's still alive, man. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hold on. First off, how much money were you offered for this porn role?
I think at the time it was like $500.
No, that's too low for me.
I was broke, so I was really needing it. I was like, you know what? Mom's still around, and I'd be damned if I get hot doing something else. Next thing you know, oh, now this is Jay Alonzo sex tape out. No, oh shit.
All right, hold on.
But it looks so professional because it was.
With what would be your minimum for you to just say, you know what? I'm sorry, moms, but that's going to be it.
We're not going to discuss that.
I mean,
How about you, Lund?
20,000.
you could look. If I
All
could,
right, so 20,000.
Oh, so that's good.
I'm good with that.
Let's 20 grand.
Go ahead.
I mean, if I could wear like a kendo mask or something, I don't know.
Yeah. Give me like a
$20 now.
$20?
I ain't got no shame in my game.
You cheap poor you.
Just joking.
Give me a Nacho Libre mask. That should be all right.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
I sold 20K though.
Yeah.
$20. You're a cheap whore.
I would do it for only if I could have like a dapper hairdo and look like Superman, like a fat Superman. And I would do it for
That would be a good
$500
look.
bucks. Yeah, I could pull it off, right?
You got a curl right now.
I do have this curl. It is as embarrassing as this is, adorable.
Yes. Quite.
Lund, you said that you watched Ready Player One. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, look,
Okay, first off, did you read the book?
I have not read the book.
Okay,
yet.
as a product, as strictly a movie product, and because I know you and I both know people off camera that like hate on this movie so much,
because they love the book.
right? And I've read the book, and the book is phenomenal. But what'd you think of it?
I didn't read the book.
Okay, well, we're in the same camp.
Yeah, I'm a straight to the movie kind of dude. Fuck the book.
I'm going to say something that's not very galvanizing one way or another. Like, there's some fun points, but for me, I feel like the worst part about the movie is that the ending was just kind of flat. Like, you felt like nothing really came. Like, all right, good guys won.
Would you watch
Movie
it?
over.
Would you watch it
like you
again?
expect.
That's like, see, I feel like that's a movie that you just put on and then you just like play Call of Duty on your computer or something. You know what I mean?
It's background noise.
Yeah, you turn around to the fun scene and then you just keep playing. You know?
I would agree. My experience with Ready Player One, I was really, for me, I really check for all the nostalgia that's going to be in it. So when I saw like the Iron Giant and the DeLorean, fucking saw
Gundam.
The Gundam part was dope. Like, I wish like half the movie was just that. Why?
Right. Oh my god.
Why was it only 2 minutes?
Because the reveal in it in the book is a different character, obviously.
Sure.
So and it was based on Japanese lore also. So it's like when I saw that, I was probably the person cheering the most in the theater. I was like, "Oh, we got Gundam!"
It was awesome. That part was awesome.
So tell me, what are your favorite movies? Like, what are you most excited about when you go to the movies? Like, what's your favorite kind of movie?
I mean, right now it has to be probably like superhero movies because that's just the ubiquitous movie right now.
Okay, it's just in your face.
Yeah, you can't help but. And here's what's cool about it, right? Because like I get it, a lot of people who watch these movies now, they're just like, oh, I just want to see a movie. I want to see the character I like. I want to learn more about it. But a lot of these movies that are coming out now, like I was reading those as a kid, so I was super excited for them. So that does turns me up.
Turns you up.
Oh yeah,
okay.
for sure. Like Infinity War, no spoilers, not talking about it, but yeah, when I was watching the movie, I was like, yes.
So you don't think we're getting into a place where, and I hate the term, but superhero fatigue.
Oh yeah, so the tone. I mean, I think if you just adapt good stories, it doesn't really matter. Like Logan, right? That's a superhero movie, but also it's not.
Yeah, I feel as if we're now in a position to where we are, people are gearing up for the next tier of superhero flicks.
Yeah.
Like, with DC making this major turnaround that we at least hope we're going to get with Aquaman and Shazam. I keep wanting to call him Swish. I don't know why.
Swish.
But it's Shazam. And, Marvel, they've been going hard since forever at this point.
Yeah.
But now that we're going a different route with, you got Vin Diesel doing the, who's he playing again?
Huh?
Never mind. Well,
Wait. What's Vin Diesel? I thought Vin Diesel only does remakes of his older movies.
no, he's playing Bloodsport. No, Blood Rain, Bloodshot.
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 The Valiant.
Yes. Now we got that going on. We don't care, but still.
Well, I mean, it could be like that sleeper. You don't know. Like no one's expecting anything for it. So it might be...
like how Jonah Hex was supposed to be a sleeper.
Okay, well, look, when Jonah Hex came out, we weren't even making good comic book movies yet.
This is also true.
Why do we have a ton of Hex?
Because we need to figure out a way to introduce Josh Brolin into the superhero films. And then they realize, oh, hey, he's so much better as a Cable and he's so much better as a Thanos instead.
Oh, he fucking killed it.
Isn't that funny? Him and then like Ryan Reynolds, they just keep jumping rolls so they get that good one.
It's amazing.
So now that we're in the latter half of 2018, if you can break down your top 3 favorite movies of the year
of this year?
What we're doing?
Oh boy. Okay, let's see. Well, Avengers, that has to be up there.
Okay.
Shoot. What else? Man. I just watched Ant-Man once. That was fun, but I probably wouldn't put that on the list.
Really? Not in the top 3?
Yeah, maybe I have to give it to it. I don't know. It was pretty good. What else did I go see in the theater this year? Oh, Black Panther. Why am I tripping, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
that movie's so good.
That's Jay's like favorite film.
Fucking love it.
He's
even
over
the bad
here.
parts of that movie's good. I was watching it last night.
I mean, it's definitely something special. Black Panther, obviously. At the end of this year, we're going to do our own version of like what's our top 5 like movies of 2018, especially now because we're starting to get into like the slower season. So it's going to be really interesting. Let me ask you this: of the since superhero films is like your current favorite film, is there any character you really, really wish for them to be adapted right now? Comic book hero.
Oh, well, I think that might go into something we might be talking about later. There is this hero that I really like. It's actually my favorite hero. And he's kind of like the cornerstone of the story that we're watching right now with the Avengers, right? Adam Warlock, right? Now, if you don't know who that guy is...
Yeah, give us a little explanation on Warlock.
Okay, so Adam Warlock is like Thanos' arch nemesis, right? Completely. In the comic books, Thanos is described as like this avatar of death.
Right.
And Adam Warlock is described as this avatar of life, right? So they're like literally opposing forces. So you look at all the Guardians characters now, right? You have Gamora, you have Drax. So they were all together in this universe originally, right? In this group together. And, I think the new Guardians movies, they take place like in the volume 3 version. But when that team first came together, it was based around sort of like Adam Warlock, Star-Lord, and a few other characters we don't really see in the movie. So, like, part of me was really hoping that we're going to see some of that stuff in Guardians 3, but who knows what we're getting with that now, right?
So funny you say
Great
that because
fucking segue.
What a beautiful segue.
Okay.
I gotta say this, Lund, this is your first podcast, right?
First time being on one, yes, sir.
Yeah. See, that was such a beautiful segue. It really was. It was so transitional.
You got a future, kid.
So we have some movie news that we wish to discuss. As Lund pointed out,
and get Lund's opinion. That's why we're celebrating our guest today.
That's right.
So let me set it up real quick. So Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We all know what's coming.
Right.
We 10 days ago at this point?
So yeah, roughly 2 weeks ago, we had the news at Comic-Con that James Gunn was fired over tweets from forever ago, right? And you and I have had discussions on why that's okay and why that's really not okay. It's okay because, fine, you needed a scapegoat. He did do the deed and whatnot, but he still apologized and whatnot.
And deleted it.
Right. And other people that I've seen, because I've seen both sides on the Facebook and YouTube side, which is always a weird hole to go into. So it's like, I get it. I understand why people are like, no, him saying it is kind of like doing the crime, whatever. And then I have the other people that are just like, you're just kind of ruining the product there. But now the big news. So he's fired. And then 7 days ago, he had. So 7 days ago, he had we had Dave Bautista basically like say, hey, I'm not okay with this. And I'm really, really, really not okay with this. And now news has dropped. When did this drop, Jay?
This dropped, I'm going to say earlier today.
So. If
not yesterday. So
a letter was sent out. Was it signed by the cast?
Sorry, folks. Today is the 30th, so this letter came out today. It's signed by the entire cast,
As the Guardians of the Galaxy.
The letter was credited as the Guardians of the Galaxy with Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Bradley Cooper, Sean Gunn, Dave Bautista, Vin Diesel, Palm Clementif.
Good one.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Karen Gillan, and of course Michael Rooker. They decided to come together and send a letter out to Disney, basically saying we're not standing for this. I would read the whole letter, but it's kind of long, so I'm not going to. But to put on some key words, being in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies has been a great honor in each of our lives. We cannot let this moment pass without expressing our love, support, and gratitude for James. We are not here to defend his jokes of many years ago, but rather to share our experience, having spent many years together on set making Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. The character he has shown in the wake of his firing is consistent with the man he was every day on set, and his apology now and from years ago when first addressing these remarks, we believe is from the heart. A heart we all know, trust, and love.
So there you go. So now the entire cast actually wants to reinstate James Gunn back into the Guardians of the Galaxy
For 3. Mm-hmm.
For volume 3. And who knows? Maybe this will be the final one. Maybe this movie never takes off. But Lund, from your perspective as a movie viewer, do you feel like the punishment fits the crime in this case?
Let me start by saying, really, the whole situation breaks my heart, because like those movies are such quality movies and they're so good and they do so well. Like, you want to stand up for the guy. Now, just on an objective viewpoint, I don't feel like the punishment fits the crime. Like, even if you're going to take him off as like the main director, I think he should still be involved with some sort of writing or producing. I think he should direct it. Like, those tweets, they were just from so long ago and they were just taken out of context,
Well, the major difference, in my opinion, between, let's say, what James Gunn wrote on Twitter compared to what Roseanne wrote on Twitter.
Right.
Roseanne was considered a racist tweet. A racist tweet means you're racist.
Yes.
But not only that, but the timing of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like James Gunn was saying this stuff yesterday.
Today. These are from 8, 9, 10 years ago.
Like, if those came from last year, I'd be like, yeah, fire him. Because, come on.
Right.
That's just shooting yourself in the foot.
But let's take the tweets out of it. We all known James Gunn's background prior to this.
Yeah, he worked for Troma, which is, if you've ever seen any of those movies.
Romeo and Juliet and all that. Like, those are
crass, gross.
Extremely crass, extremely gross, meant to make you uncomfortable.
And then some people also say that those movies have some sort of like sectarial element to it, right? Like, it's pushing the envelope for the sake of pushing the envelope. You're not saying you think that these are the viewpoints this person really has. It's, like almost like an Andy Warhol, like performance art to it, right? Not to defend it, because when you read the tweets, it gets a little rough.
Right. And that's the perspective that I think Hollywood needs to take is the reality of the situation is that at some point there was behavior that was somewhat acceptable, especially during the early Twitter, especially during a different administration. There was behavior that people were really kind of okay with, and there's jokes in the movie that we're going to talk about today, that can kind of go along that path. And so now what this has turned out to be is it's kind of becoming this really difficult terrain to kind of muster through, because the truth is, should I be considered a monster for something that I said several years ago?
Yeah.
Or should it be based upon the actions that I have done in the process and how people who work with me now view me as I am right now?
Because now you're not giving me a chance to change and to evolve.
Exactly.
Right. Definitely.
So in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, yes, I do think he needs to be reinstated. If Disney says we can't work with you past this, then I would say, okay, fine. If that's a decision that you guys decide to do, it's a terrible decision, but have him make this movie, because the bottom line is that through this movement, eventually there has to come the conversation of when when is time away enough time away? When are we ready to reintroduce us? Like baseball fans. Baseball fans want Pete Rose to be inducted into the Hall of Fame because he bet on a game as a manager, not as a player, but all of a sudden that dissolves his accomplishments. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You know, Barry Bonds, we all know did roids, but he still hit 73 home runs.
Right.
Like that takes skill to actually do that. So it's one of those things where it's like,
well, that does bring up a good point, like a social activity point. Like we should reprimand people when they do wrong things, but does that mean we completely kick them out of the conversation?
Well, you know, in James Gunn's case, let's not forget, if it wasn't for James Gunn in that first Guardians movie, we wouldn't see the amazing cosmic turn that Marvel's actually going now.
Iron Man is in space.
Iron Man
with Nebula.
Iron Man is in space, but by the time we got Guardians 1, going into Thor Ragnarok, Doctor Strange, like we had this shift to where now we're going a bit more cosmic, you know, and before that we're all ground level.
And you know what's so awesome about that, right? They really take characters. They're in the comic books, so you know, like when those characters are invented, you big pecs, big powers, grimacing, angry speeches, but like now you have these characters that can be that, but also be fun, interesting characters. Like Drax is hilarious in those movies, and like he is not a hilarious character in the comic books. Let me tell you. So like what he did is special, you know. And then just like look, on a personal note, I've been getting promised that character Adam Warlock for 2 movies and 2 after the trailer scenes. And if I don't get him in the 3rd movie, I'm gonna just lose it.
Let me tell you, people, you don't want Lund to lose it.
Lund Hairston. So we do have one more topic to talk about before we get into today's main topic. And this is going to be something that my boy Dave's going to cover. But I'll set him up nice and right. The best way to set him up nice and right, MoviePass is going down the drain.
Okay, so
out of business.
So this is where Jay
going broke.
This is where Jay tells me I told you so. No. I want to hear it on the air right now. I told you so. Go ahead.
You give me that joy? Cool.
Yeah.
I told you so.
Man, all we needed was a drum roll before that.
Like, yeah.
So MoviePass is circling the drain.
Pause it real quick. When I said I told you so, this dates back to when Gotti came out. I knew for a fact after that Gotti shit happened, oh yeah, this is
he has the power.
This is a consistent going down the toilet like doo-doo on a stick. Oh yeah.
Yes. So MoviePass, the popular app where they
not so popular.
Well, not anymore. Not today.
Not popular at all.
Not right now. Where subscribers could literally go and catch a movie for a monthly fee, unlimited movies for $10 a month, has struggled to make money. Gee, I wonder why. And the main reason why is MoviePass actually covers the rest of the portion of the ticket for you. I don't know where the business model was going to work, but last week or on Friday, because this is where it kind of starts for me, on Friday, they literally did not sell tickets to a certain extent. Like you could not catch a movie whatsoever at all. As of today, MoviePass has this famous disclaimer of covering 91% of movie theaters. I think that's down to about 3% right now. So they're hurting. Now, I'm not saying that they're exactly dead in the water yet, but they're definitely circling. And I use MoviePass. So I'm going to wait for them to literally say, sorry, guys, we've gone bankrupt before I cancel, and try to squeeze this lemon as much as we can. And to be fair, we were trying to get them as an advertiser. Really glad I didn't do that. If you can see my fucking face. Really glad I didn't pursue that.
Gosh, that
you know, Jay, I'm trying to make us grow. That's it. You know, I'm just trying to make us expand.
Hey,
I'm trying to get to where we're going.
What will be that first question in the interview? Hey, it's not that you're here. I'll still be broke.
Everybody thought that they were going to do somewhat well.
Real quick, to get to some really good context. the parent company stock has already plunged 60%.
Oh.
Since this past Friday when Mission Impossible came out. And MoviePass was selling no tickets whatsoever for Mission Impossible.
I mean, Facebook dropped 120 billion
60%
in one day.
You know Zuck is still rich.
Yeah, he's good. Leroy Jackson, whoever the fuck owns MoviePass, he has problems.
Yeah, he sure does. And hey, if it's the end of an era, it's the end of an era. MoviePass.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, you still got it. I'll let you pay for my next movie.
That's fine.
Well, okay. Here's the thing: the next two major openings is what the Meg, and then you have Christopher Robin. Those are
Chris Robbins. What, this Friday?
this Friday. Yeah, I think Meg's on Friday too. Actually,
I think I'd rather see the Meg.
oh, I'm seeing the Meg.
I don't know. Chris Robin, baby.
I don't know. It's something about Pooh and them looking like real, actual stuffed animals is kind of creepy.
Okay.
I don't know. Ian McGregor.
Yeah, but
That's a beautiful man right there.
Yeah, but still, like you're used to Pooh being the fat brown bear or yellow bear rather. Now you got this little bear that's real life. You know, it's kind of creepy. Like seeing Tigger really be Tigger in real life is fucking creepy.
Oh man.
Piglet.
Have they shown Eeyore yet? I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, you're so like he is high as shit. So
He got medicated. He's good now.
Pooh?
But yeah, didn't they get like Brad Garrett to do his voice or something?
I believe so.
The
And
brother
kinda,
from.
I mean, that's like a perfect casting.
Perfect. Yes. But the point is, the point is that as we stand right now, the next two major releases are the Meg and Christopher Robin. Can you at least withstand that pressure?
I don't know. You know what they kind of have to bank on is
The Meg is going to get asses and seats just how stupid it looks.
well, yeah, and it's also, if you think about it, it's one of the final movies of the summer.
The year before, yeah.
And the thing is that people completely forget about that. But it's like, hey, I need to find something to entertain the kids this fucking weekend. You know, can we take 4 hours out of the day to take them to a movie or whatnot? And that's what people do. You know, and if they don't have MoviePass, well, you guys are paying full price. Like I am.
Not necessarily because next is coming up the pike. AMC, what's it called?
What, Stubbs?
Not Stubbs. Well, it's the streaming service. Correction, it's the movie. What MoviePass is?
Oh,
just
okay.
better.
I love that.
I mean, we'll see what
I think
happens.
I think so. AMC VIP,
We'll see what happens.
something like that.
You know, a lot of people like the idea, but it needs to be a sustainable business.
Well, the issue is that the older we get, these fucking trips to movies get more and more pricier. So it's like you expect me to pay $12 a ticket and then still pay at least $30 in just snacks.
Right, because that's where they really get.
So this is a date night already, and we ain't even really gone to dinner yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back in the day, I remember when like the after 6 o'clock screens were like $7.
Right, and if you could still go on like a Monday out here or Tuesday, still you can catch a matinee for $5.
That's a matinee. We work. We're all adults here. So it's like,
You try and take a girl.
yeah, I'm out freeze after 9. You know what I'm saying? But I feel as if you call it what it is, MoviePass is out here. Now, will AMC and their new movie viewing card doesn't mean any better? Who knows? We're definitely going to an era where streaming is becoming like the thing.
And they need to find ways to get butts and seats.
Yeah, you have to. So far, we're way past the era where like the movie star sells the movie.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because it's like, because the truth is on that is, movies are just so expensive now. You know, if you really think about it, if you go to a movie every single weekend, all right, that is, $40 overall, right? Mm-hmm. That's $160 a month. That is almost $2,000 a year that you're just dropping to have a date night, movie night every single weekend, to be fair. Mm-hmm. So, but everybody knows why when you go to the movies, you go to the movies in the summer. That's why people only do it 1 to 2 times a year now. Right. And because why am I going to do that? I can just go stream it off, off Amazon or Netflix, or you could wait for it to hit there. You can hit Redbox, or if you got a Fire Stick,
get a Fire Stick.
Get a Fire Stick, and that's that.
Well, let me ask you a question, guys. How many streaming services do you think you can do like max? So I think I'm up to 4 or 5.
Here's the thing, like.
Well, okay, so I'm using your login on something.
Just joking. He's totally paying his own.
I don't think he's joking, but it's fine.
So Netflix,
Hulu.
Amazon, Hulu.
I don't need Amazon.
Yeah, I don't know,
think
man.
I do.
I got an Amazon.
No, Amazon Prime is totally worth it, and because it just kind of comes included with that.
Well, you know.
Yes, I know it's $100 a year. I don't care.
The streaming
it's
wars,
so worth it for someone like me.
The streaming wars now, you know, you have the big players, which
Streaming
is like Netflix,
wars.
Hulu, of course. But the thing is, nobody's prepped for when Disney comes out shooting, because Disney's coming out shooting. I mean, they're coming out shooting at everybody. So we've replaced the cable bill with fucking the streaming service bill.
No, it's not nearly that bad.
It's not that bad, but it's still a bill nonetheless.
Yeah. Okay. So
I mean, I don't have like regular cable.
Right.
Maybe I have basic because I got it.
right, because I've been to your.
It's just not hooked up. I don't even bother.
I've been to your spot plenty of times, and it's like the truth is what, because I have HBO, and that includes Stars with that. Mm-hmm. You know, so then I think Cinemax is also included with that. So
Watch Cinemax.
You'd be amazed. There's some stuff on there.
I caught Fast 8 on there the other day.
I'm sorry. Then you have what, like, you know, Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime, right. And there you go. You're at 6 right there. You know, and that's not including like if specific TV channels decide to do their own thing. You know, which they do. AMC totally has one, and so does FX, CBS. I think even Sci-Fi has one. But then Disney's going to come out of nowhere and destroy everything.
How crazy would it be when Disney just pulls like every show?
And
that's what they're going to do.
That's the crazy thing about it, because they've already told Netflix, like, listen, enjoy our shit while you got it, because trust me, we're taking it all back.
Contract's over, boom.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, so you suck my dick. Look. Like, if I was Disney, that's what I was saying. Like, that would be my rollout quote. Like, hey, Disney streaming service is now up. Go ahead and grab it. And the rest of y'all, suck my dick.
Decimated.
I'm taking all y'all money. I love that. That's all, dude. I love it. A Disney streaming service, I don't know how much they even charge for that shit.
They're gonna charge $20 a month for 20 sure.
Months?
Ooh,
I don't know, but think about Disney. I want you to really think about that. For the kids. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You put the Disney Channel on there. You put the entire Disney catalog on there, and you put whatever shows that they have on Netflix on there.
All the Marvel,
because they're going to say, "Oh no, Marvel's our property."
You know what's crazy about that too? Because like you
20's not bad.
Star Wars.
Oh my god!
Original Star Wars programming on the service.
Well, Marvel too. They pull like the actual Marvel shows.
Oh yeah, Luke Cage. They're all going over there.
Then they pull side shows like Cloak and Dagger and like Runaways.
My God,
it's not even.
Tell you that mouse is like fucking Skynet, man. Like they're going hot real quick.
And then what happens is they start pulling in like the old stuff as well.
Oh yeah,
they're going to the vault. They have to,
like Batman animated series.
Wouldn't that be the DC one that's coming out?
Oh yeah, DC does have one. That's
it's coming out with that new Teen Titans thing.
They're going in the vault for sure. They're pulling out gems like Fox and the Hound and fucking the Aristocrats.
They better not do Brer Rabbit though.
It's coming.
I totally caught Teen Titans Go at like 10 a.m.
Oh, go to the movies?
Yeah,
I gotta go see that.
It's fun. It's fine. There's a really, really good Batman vs Superman joke that was like, yeah, that was pretty good. All right, so let's move on to the main attraction here.
The issue at it, we're already 33 minutes in.
I know, yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Usually, if we're rambling on like this, we're looking at like a fucking hour and a half show.
2 hour show, baby.
2 hour show. Sorry, Los.
This movie is not... It doesn't even hit 2 hours, but we're going to turn this to 2 hour show.
42?
Our first show was an hour and a half with Good Burger.
I think once we get to the actual topic, things might go faster.
We'll breeze right on.
Because there's not a lot to this movie.
But we'll kick off today's show as we always do with 2 minute drill. You being the guest of the show, Lund, we'll let you ask the first question. We can go clockwise.
Okay, cool.
All right, hold on, because I gotta get the official
let
2 minute
Dave
drill.
the official 2 minute drill clock.
Ready to go.
34 minutes into the show.
34 minutes into the show.
All right, we good over there?
All right, ready?
Do you have your first question ready?
Yes, I do.
All right, 2-minute drill with Lund Hairston starts now.
Okay. What is the name of the team that the Beers play against for the championship?
The Felons.
It's my question.
All right, my turn.
No, it's good. Clockwise.
Oh, my bad.
Clockwise.
He was looking at me.
It's a personal thing between you. It has to be. What band is playing during the championship?
Real Big Fish.
Okay.
Do you want the song that they're playing?
They're playing.
It's Sell Out.
Oh,
because
boy.
the first song that they play is Beer.
Gotcha.
I'm scared now.
What is Squeak's real name?
Oh shoot!
It's Kenny. See, I damn it! I can say answers too. Goddammit.
Fine. We're all even now.
All right, your question.
Oh man! All right, got to have another one in chamber. Okay. Whose home run hit Coop catch in the beginning of the movie?
Reggie Jackson.
That is very correct.
All right, where's my ding? There's my ding. Okay, got it. Where did Coop go to find out about the workers of the Beers merchandise?
Calcutta.
Shit.
I knew that one too. Damn.
What is Doug Reamer's nickname?
I thought they only called him Reamer in the movie.
Nope, he totally has a nickname.
Oh.
2, 1.
I don't know. Skid plate.
Sir Swish.
Sir Swish. That's right.
And they have the fucking Chuck E. Cheese style.
That's
book.
right.
Oh my
That's
God.
right.
All right. What's the name of the first basketball?
Actually, it's his question.
No, so it goes to you.
Lazy Boy. There, I yelled one out.
Okay, we're all still answers today.
There you go. That's fine.
I gotta get one.
Yeah, you got one.
What was the name of the promotional night when the Beers lost the Dinslow Cup?
Hot dog night.
No.
No.
It was Egg Night, right?
There's a specific name to it. 3,
Boiled egg night?
Hardboard? No, because
Two.
they're gushy.
1. No, it's a dozen egg night.
Dozen
They
egg
literally gave a dozen eggs to everybody to throw. That's why there were so many damn eggs. And that's it. That's 2 minutes, guys.
That was fun.
Even 2 minutes? Oh my
That
God.
was fun.
All right, so I don't know who won that. We'll figure it out later, but it doesn't matter. If you don't know what movie we're talking about, then you just don't know. 1998, we're talking about July 31st of 1998, BASEketball with the creators of South Park, Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Original release date July 31st, 1998. Shares opening weekend with Ever After, Full Tilt Boogie, and The Governess. I've only seen Ever After.
Ever After released the same time BASEketball
Wow,
did?
that doesn't seem right.
Wow.
That is literally 2 different groups of people going to the movies.
I don't know. Ever After is a funny movie.
Like After seems like a newer, like a fresher movie almost. Though.
Okay. Right? That's what I'm saying. I was like, that's 20 years old. There's a scene in Ever After that's great where it's like Drew Barrymore, they literally say, she says, "I'm here to rescue this man." And they're like, well, whatever. Like you can do like, I'll tell you what, we will let you take whatever you want. But you have to carry it with you. And he literally picks up the dude and puts him on her back and starts walking off. That's an awesome.
That's my kind of woman right there.
Yeah, I seen it one time. I remember none of that. But production budget was $23 million with a box office total of $7 million only in North America. So technically, it is a flop.
I can see that.
No, man. I really feel like they got some back money on that.
I feel like they did too.
They probably cleared $200 million.
They probably sold crazy DVDs. for that.
42% on Rotten Tomatoes. Is that fair?
That's probably about right.
Okay.
Look, I like that movie, but there's going to be some problems that we're probably going to talk about.
Listen, I'm going to go ahead and say,
I think it's a little low. I think it's a 60% movie.
I think so too. 42 is kind of low.
it's fine.
I could see.
It's fun.
I could see 60%.
It's because you know what it is? When you look at the actual premise and who's in it, first of all, look at what you have. You have no major stars. You have the creators of South Park. Granted, in their first year of doing South Park.
Yeah.
And they just happen to get this leading role in a Jerry Zucker movie or David Zucker movie.
Now, Lund here is a huge South Park fan. What's your favorite like South Park moment? How about just moment?
Moment? Well, okay, I can give you my favorite episode.
All right, go ahead.
My favorite episode, you might remember this one's called Creme Fraiche. If you want a quick rundown on the premise, the episode starts pretty much with Randy, Stan's dad, and his mom Sharon, and they're just watching TV doing the married couple thing. She's wearing like her nightgown, he's wearing like pajama bottoms or whatever, and they're all cozy, and then she's like, I'm going to bed. And he's like, okay, babe, I'll be up in a minute. And she's like, I don't want you watching those shows, right? And you think he's probably talking about some Skinamax, something like that, right? So she goes upstairs. He like gets the pillow, puts it in front of him, and he flips on the Food Network. And he's just upset with Food Network shows and like cooking, right? So the whole episode, he just keeps like cooking these crazy overdone dishes. No one wants to eat them. He's thrashing in the kitchen, not cleaning them up. And like the little B plot is that his wife like feels like ignored, not sexy, not desired. So she decides to get this exercise routine with a shake weight machine. And like she sort of gets a relationship with a shake weight machine. And it's just so, and that part's pretty good. But just Randy, like there's this part in South Park where like Randy became the funniest character somehow.
Oh yeah.
Just because
it rotated.
All the adults are like ridiculous. The kids are smart and the adults are stupid. So like the show's just kind of about him doing crazy stuff and the kids like just fixing it.
It's so crazy how like something like the shake weight. whoever like created that shit, like dude, you knew for a fact you were creating like a jerk machine. Right?
What I love about too, like the special one is called the Big Gym, and it's a double sized black one. You like have to do it for 2 minutes really hard, then you get sprayed with cooling gel and you get cat fair. It's so good.
Big Jim.
And
he's black?
It's black. So the regular one's white. The regular one's white, and you still need 2 hands over, but Big Jim is like hitting you in the chin as you're doing it.
That's Dante looking at it.
All right. So this movie begins with
Big Jim. Oh my god, I'm so stuck on it now. And it's black, by the way.
Go watch that episode. It's such a good episode. I won't spoil the ending.
Okay, real quick before we actually get into this, and this is an open-ended question to everybody in the room. Have you seen Orgasmo?
Yes, I have. In fact, I have a little story about that whenever you're ready.
Gotcha. Dave, what you saying?
Yeah, and that movie's amazing. That movie's terrible, but it's amazing
at the same time.
I would say that one is just one notch in my list over this one.
I think I think like I don't have like a favorite scene in that movie, but Orgasmo it came out before,
like a year.
This is like a couple years down the road.
Really, I thought it was like the year before.
No, it's definitely after South Park Big One Red Cut.
Oh, okay,
definitely.
Okay.
All right. So Orgasmo is this other, like the only other live action movie that Trey Parker was in, and it's like this Mormon kid, and he's trying to like the plot's ridiculous, but it's like this Mormon kid, and he's like trying to raise money for something?
So he starts off as a missionary, kind of like going door to door. And you find out in the beginning of the movie, like, he knocks on his door and they're filming, a porno movie. Right.
And there's like this guy that he's like a stunt double, like porn guy. And every time right before he like goes into the scene, he has to smack his own bare ass before he goes into there. I don't know why. It's just like every time I see that, I was like, I'm going to do that one day to somebody.
Yeah. And I love how so he ends up becoming the main character.
Right.
Of this movie called Orgasm, about a superhero who has a laser that makes people orgasm, right? But so the sidekick character in the movie, he's some super genius who actually makes an Orgasmo ray.
And
Total Boy, yeah.
Right.
And
which is played by no irony by fucking Dean Batcher, who's also in this playing Squeak Kalari.
Yes. Right. Oh man.
And Total Boy. Yeah.
So good. And also his family are like some sort of weird ninjas that practice South Kung Fu called Squirrel Kung Fu. Right? And literally the best joke in the movie is every time I forgot Matt's character in or sorry, Trey's. Who am I thinking of? I forgot the main character's name, but like he kept asking him like his family, and he's just like, it's not time for me to tell you that story. And then when he tells him, he's just like sitting at a table like a baseball cap eating Cheerios, and his dad's like reading the newspaper with like his like suit shirt on and suspenders, and he goes, "Dad, I don't want to do squirrel style anymore." And then like stops and looks at him and goes, "Okay." And that's it. that's so good.
So in this movie, Matt Stone, Trey Parker, they play Coop and Reamer.
Right.
Best friends. Let's talk about the actual creation of the game. Because the way the movie's shaped, we're going to be bouncing around pretty often. But.
So let's talk about that beginning. Like this awesome intro of it, and the entire point of it is that
oh yeah,
the entire point of the intro is basically to say why this game was created in the first place. Right. Because eventually there's too much money in sports, which y'all all know I'm a huge sports fan, and I can probably agree with that. Mm-hmm. With cities moving to different cities and players getting released, there's literally a scene with I want to say it's Jerome the Bus Bettis.
I want to say it's Jerome Bettis,
but he's just like. But he's like, after spending time in New England, Indianapolis, and Chicago, doing a year with the Toronto Argonauts, and spending a year as a greeter for the Days Inn, I'm happy to announce to be part of the fine city of Miami.
It's Minnesota.
Whatever.
Shit.
was that Jerome? Like I I swear, I thought that was Kevin Michael Richardson, who's like this really popular voice actor.
Huh. Oh, I think you're right.
I could be wrong, but like you guys remember in Clerks 2, the D agent is like porch monkey.
Yeah, I can't actually say that out loud here.
Hey, and you barely get away with it, motherfucker.
I mean, you just gotta bring it back.
But
I'm bringing it back.
Yeah, let's see how well that works for me.
The opening for this movie, I think it was genius, dude. And then you see Cooper Reamer as kids, and they get the ball for the home run hit by Reggie Jackson. Coop catches it, and he goes, "You know, Reamer, someday I'm gonna be a big sports star." Cut to them present day. They ain't shit now.
like drunk, and he's like, you know what, Reamer? One day I'm gonna
sports bar.
I'm gonna own a really big sports bar while pissing in some rose bushes.
Oh man!
By the way, they go to the high school reunion party, which they were not invited to, but they just pull up. But when they find the actual creation of this game at this party, by the way, was once again they weren't invited, but people know them. Who know what to school together. So they go outside and challenge them to a game of basketball. First of all, they get caught in the chick's mom's room. Which is probably one of the funniest opening scenes to this movie.
I don't even know if I can describe on air the action because...
Oh, dude, we're all the way there.
No. So Matt Stone like devolves into it because the reason why they even went to this party in the first place is because one of them really wants to bang the host, right? So they go and they try to sneak up into like her bedroom, but come to find out it's like the mom's bedroom, and there's all this like old dildo. Underwear and whatnot. Okay. There's like this dildo. And Matt Stone kind of goes to town on this dildo. He's kind of like rubbing it along his face, and he starts like
he turns it into a rocket pop.
Like, oh man. It was a little disturbing. And then of course, the big reveal that's not. And just like this look of disgust on his face.
And he like throws it. He throws it at the girl that he's there.
He like throws it, It's like vibrating inside the dresser. It's so terrible.
Oh man! So, if I get a second too, what I love about that scene too. So they knock on the door, right, and they're having a straight up like high school house party, but everyone's smart and intelligent and successful. So it's like this, like it's a house party, but everyone's drinking wine. But also, there's just like random music in the background playing, and people are macking each other.
It's a pretty full house as well, But so they get outside. And these, they're out there kind of shooting the ball around.
And they're really good at shooting the ball.
And they're really good at shooting the ball.
They're just terrible at jumping, running, dribbling.
Doing everything else.
So doing everything else with basketball except for shooting.
So they challenged the host, boyfriend, and other guys to a game. It turned out these guys are fucking ballers.
Yeah, they can ball. One dude can dunk.
So they get this magical idea, just so they won't beat these guys straight up. Let's change it up a little bit. We're playing basketball with baseball rules.
Right.
That we learned in the hood.
That we learned in the hood. And so that's basically how the whole baseball thing is created. Let's talk about Squeak.
Scolari.
Squeak Scolari. They treat the guy like shit the entire movie.
I mean, Squeak is awesome. Squeak is terrible at the same time because it's just like this guy that like has like no confidence like whatsoever, right? And like at one point, like the entire premise of why he came there is because these guys are broke and he's supposed to go turn off the gas.
Their
right?
gas, yeah.
And he goes and gets like attacked by their dog. And
It's
then
like a big Doberman pincher too. Like,
yeah, like it was pretty huge.
Yeah.
And then there was this bet that they made that if you can make this shot, then we'll go. Then you can go ahead and shut off our gas, and we'll never call you we'll never call you a bitch or squeak.
Or squeak
again. Of course, he misses the shot, hits the dog, and he has to fetch the ball. Right.
See now you gotta go get the ball, Squeak. Yeah, go fetch the bitch. But
so then they move him into this house,
right? Because he like loses his job because he doesn't turn off their gas, right?
Right. Not only does he not turn off their gas for 12 weeks, but like something happened to the truck where it got stolen or something like that. Like, how bad are you at your job that you desperately need friends like that to basically say, hey, I can't make a living anymore. So then, as a thank you, they put him in the corner in a cardboard fucking box.
Yeah, man, he's definitely the comic
You pay
relief.
1/12 of the rent, 1/12 of the gas, 1/12 of the water, and you're sleeping in a fucking cardboard box in a house.
that's crazy.
He opens the door and the dog jumps on him again.
Right.
Now, when the Coop decides to make an actual basketball out of the lazy boy,
Of course.
it didn't look like much cotton was being used, but whatever. But he realized the potential that the game actually has.
Right, of course.
Kind of go off subject. Trey Parker and Matt Stone and their fucking like camaraderie and their like their whole get down. I've always loved watching those two dudes together.
Oh yeah,
You can tell like they're just two guys who just talk shit all day.
No doubt about it.
yeah. I mean, kind of talking about the things we were talking about earlier. What's so great about them is they're like, we are just gonna make fun of anyone and everyone in every situation, and like if people hate us for it, then we will just stop being successful. It does not matter.
Well, it's one of the reasons why South Park is such a massive success, because they'll take shots at literally anybody. There's no line that they haven't crossed,
right,
like at all. They have like no issues. I mean, they have episodes that have been banned in different countries, and it's just so great. The other beautiful process is like the process that it takes for them to actually make this show, because it's made within 1 week of it being released. Like there's not a lot of pre-planning to this. They may have like a storyboard and whatnot to figure out what's going to be there, but before they started doing what they were doing, like it was just like this really, really fast process with like not a really coherent story until like the last 2 seasons.
Right. Yeah. They serialized it, and that's part of the reason why a lot of people think they're not coming back as quick, because what the last season they thought that maybe that serialization process kind of bit them on the butt, because they really do use a lot of current issues.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's what's really great. Like it makes a show timeless in a way that just doesn't make sense, right?
Right. So fast forwarding with this movie, obviously it becomes a huge success. And
because Ted Dinslow, played by Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah.
right.
Is he dead now?
Definitely.
It has to be.
Rest in peace,
Yeah.
Ernest Borgnine. But he meets up with Coop and Reamer and proposes the creation of the National Basketball League, or the NBL, along with numerous rules in place to prevent the decline. So one of the things was players can't switch teams, players can't be traded, Individuals cannot make money via corporate sponsorship deals, and it's completely open to anyone who wants to play.
And all the players are paid the same.
And all the players are paid the same. Which is an interesting concept because, at this point...
It's communism at its best, man.
Yeah. yeah. I mean, the fact that and the movie sets it up so well in the beginning by saying, like, the Mississippi Lakers went to L.A. where there are no lakes.
It's totally Minneapolis, man.
Minneapolis, I'm off.
You totally said Mrs. You are a Laker fan. You should know that.
The Oilers moved to Tennessee where they have no oil.
What was it? The New Orleans Jazz moved to Utah where they don't allow music.
They had to hire criminals and mentally disabled and people from Texas.
Right. So it becomes this huge success, but at the in the 5th year of the BASEketball League, in the Dinslow Cup, one of the concepts of the game that we didn't discuss about is psych outs, and they've had some pretty wonderful psych outs in this, but in this particular case, it actually goes against the Beers as they get psyched out because Denslow winds up choking on a hot dog and dies in the process, right? But the resuscitation scene was a little ridiculous because everybody's like panicking, but they're not like looking at Denslow, and they're like doing CPR on him, and you clearly see like this hot dog that's spitting in and out of this guy's mouth. I mean, it's not like it's clearing a good foot above his face.
Like if he just closed his mouth, he would have lived.
Right. If he would have like taken that extra second and be like, oh no, it's clearing, no problem, but it just keeps finding itself all the way down.
There is a running gag of ineffective medical care in this movie that we see later on too.
So they lose a cup, and in the locker room, everybody's kind of cheering and whatnot. And this is when we get the introduction to the director of the Dream Come True Foundation, Jenna Reed,
played by Yasmin Bleeth.
Yeah, she's pretty fly in this.
So one of my 2-minute drill questions I was going to have, and let's see if you guys can get this. How does Jenna Reed describe the kids from the Dream Come True Foundation? There is a very, very particular way that she said it.
I think she said they're like health impaired.
Right. They're health challenged and survival impaired.
Yeah, there it
is. Because this is basically like the movie's version of the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Wow. That is like one of her better jokes in the movie.
Oh, man, it's such a good joke.
Right off top, too.
It's a great running joke, actually. But going back to the psych out thing, some of the psychos are just great. Like,
right, because the next season will wind up happening.
Yeah.
And what winds up happening is, of course, Denslow dies. The team actually goes to Joe Cooper, and that's very particular here because I was actually having a discussion. I was like, I don't know if Reamer's story makes sense in this, but after rewatching,
I got a lot to talk about Reamer.
So Cooper gets the team on the condition that they actually lead to victory, which I think meant the Denslow Cup. But after rewatching it, I was like, what if they just win like one game? Does that still count?
I think it's implied the Denslow Cup because they end up playing against the Felons again.
Right, of course. So let's talk about Reamer.
Oh boy.
Now, Lund, let me ask you, how would you feel if Reamer was your best friend?
I'd have killed that dude.
Why?
Oh, okay, man. Like, okay. So here's what's so interesting about this movie. So they both start off like complete losers, right? Now, Coop, once he starts, the league comes up, he does this like full 180, and he's like the perfect protagonist, right? He like cares about the kids, he has this girl that he likes, he later on decides to like split the team with every like the actual ownership of the team with everyone on the team. He's environmentally responsible, right? And you have Reamer, who just like is on the side of this dude, gets every benefit from every smart move that he does, and he's constantly undercutting him. He's constantly trying to get him to sell out the team to make more money. He's constantly trying to get at his girl. He's trying to get Yasmin Blythe with Jenna.
Yeah, Jenna.
He keeps trying to get it right, and he keeps saying like, "No, I love her just as much as you too." And like throughout the movie, he's constantly making out with other girls. He's in the hot tub with other girls. I think Anna Nicole Smith. Like he's making out with
Victoria Silvstedt.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
No, it was Victoria Silvstedt, Playmate of the Year.
And he walks in like, what are you doing? Like, what do you think I'm doing?
Yeah.
Like who was that? Who's look like?
He looks like Victoria
Silvstedt, Player of the Year. Hello, Victoria Silvstedt, Player of the Year. Like, you didn't even fucking know. Oh my god. Hello.
I gotta go get that Playboy.
Hello?
I guess.
Playboy.
I'm gonna start doing that to people. Hello, Victoria Silvstedt, Playmate of the Year.
Yeah, and then like when they sort of make up the end, it's just like you don't even feel it. You're just like, that's the biggest.
I feel like Reaper does have his comeuppance. He realized like, dude, this is fucking stupid. But
one of the storylines in this, because there's a lot of, I don't want to say there's a lot of subplots. They just kind of take their time to get to where we're all going. The actual game.
I feel like every 90s sort of plot you could have like in a sports movie / romantic comedies in this movie.
Yeah. So they have this little boy Joey who has some interesting opinions of how to make his dream come true. Because it's the Make-A-Wish Foundation, right? So the Make-A-Wish, you make your final dream come true, right? So like the first thing he suggests is like game hunting for like an endangered species. like no problem. He's like maybe poison a reservoir. You know, it's like wow, you're kind of taking this like a little far.
It's a little dark.
And they're finally like come on, Joey, deep within your heart. What is the one thing that you absolutely want? And they say, and he says, he thinks for a second, he goes, Chelsea Clinton? and like everybody's just kind of like taken back, like, because, you know, obviously she was off limits at that point. But he's like, Chelsea Clinton? And they're like, that's a pretty tall order, dude. And then Reamer, no doubt about it, he's like, you got a better shot at Bill. He was still president at that time.
Oh man,
love it.
So good.
So we fast forward. The home run scene is hilarious because somehow Coop agrees to hit 3 home runs while drunk at the suggestion of Reamer. And he totally bombs that third one. It doesn't even hit the fucking backboard. It hits the roof.
Because he's asleep when it happens.
He's asleep. He's like, shh. Finally, an air horn comes up and he just like throws it up there. I feel and then they think like little Joey's dead this entire time for a good 7 minutes of this film.
Oh, I love, and they totally reuse that joke again in South Park,
of course,
in a later season. So it's just awesome.
Now, Baxter Kane, played by Robert Vaughn, who always play like that snake bag of a person. But Baxter Kane informs Coop that the clothing line that Reamer signed on to do is basically going through child labor in Calcutta.
Baxter Kane is so rich, he's able to hire Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to a 9-to-5 job posing as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's how rich Baxter Kane is.
He's that archetypal, like, evil business guy.
Oh, yeah.
More money. Got all the money in the world, more money.
100%.
So he makes the offer, and Reamer, of course, figures out a way to basically make it work with Joe, and right. Reamer's like living this lavish lifestyle. Obviously,
hello, Victoria Silvstedt, Player of the Year,
right? And that's when it's released the information that the company the clothing line that the Beers has is coming from Calcutta.
Let's not forget, Baxter Kane's a freak.
Oh, no doubt about it.
He
doesn't believe in sex. He believes in you doing carpentry.
Yeah. He blackmails Coop and Reamer into losing or forfeiting the Digital Cup game. Or he'll inform the public that they're involved in this whole child labor thing. Now, there's one particular scene, I can't remember what they're talking about. But Robert Vaughn kind of chills against the wall, slowly opens up his shirt to reveal a bra that he's wearing this whole time, and just caresses it. Oh, this is so uncomfortable. This is so uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
it's little subtlety like that does make this movie funny as shit.
Every dude has some freak vibe at one point.
I'm not wearing no fucking bra.
Right.
Nah.
No, I would. No. I'm saying in the movie. In the movie.
Oh, I was like, whoa, where are you going with this?
No.
I was like,
saying-
you're going to throw out some like shade right now?
No. Every dude in this movie
And
has
your point
some crazy sexually about them.
What Lund's trying to tell you guys is that we're all freaks, apparently.
So, hey man, shine your light.
Like he really likes it when a very attractive lady
Buffs his lobby.
and lays his carpet. Yeah.
So, all right, so Coop and Reamer, their friendship is in shambles, if you will. Coop goes to Calcutta to resolve the situation, making it back just in time for the championship game. And the funny thing is, you have Reamer dressed in this like P. Diddy ensemble. Okay, you guys ready to kick some ass? Like the team was like, not even fuck with him anymore. And I know where Coop just shows up. And so now we have this rivalry in a weird way to where it just becomes this thing. Man, I love that scene. This was one of the funniest scenes ever.
Yeah.
So
fight over the team.
Of course, Coop is driving his ass off to try to get to the stadium.
Yes.
And you have the radio specific song. The radio gets a little too specific on some of this. Do you remember some of the lyrics?
Oh my gosh, it's like, you're driving down the street and you're depressed because your girlfriend thinks you're a scumbag, and it's all this scheme set up by this rich guy.
And so been set up by the scheme from this rich guy that totally hates your guts. But what's so hilarious about that scene is like it's so random, and it's like sometimes I always have this thing when it comes to like coincidences where it's like, okay, I'm gonna go and drive down the road, and I'll think of a song, right? Mm-hmm. And like 2 weeks later, I hear that song, and I'm like, this is where I'm supposed to be, like right now in life.
Yeah, that's Providence right there, right?
Right. But that song was a little too specific for my taste.
And the worst in your dick will never go away unless you start using topical cream every day. Oh my God, love that shit.
You gotta have it because like the challenge like presents itself with the Calcutta sweat shop, right? And like he hears the song, flies to Calcutta, and immediately fixes it. Like,
of course.
Like, so it's just like all that tension immediately deflated.
I love the little unsolved mysteries.
Robert Flagg, yeah.
Robert Flagg, talking about Coop and what he may look like today.
Ryan, they show like Mr. T. Interesting enough, I just saw a picture of like Mr. T having Nancy Reagan on his lap, and that was a real fucking picture
during the No on Drugs thing.
Yeah, that was a real picture.
That's
and
awesome.
He was dressed up like Santa Claus.
Yeah, I just saw that.
How did that pull off?
We can pretty much let that fly. It's fine. Coop still blames Reamer and the Bears for performing abysmally. By the seventh inning stretch, the Bears are down like 16-0.
It's something pathetic, yeah.
But having had enough of Coop and Reamer's fighting, Squeak gives the whole stadium a passionate speech. And reminding Coop and Reamer like where they came from, how much they changed everyone's lives, and what they risked losing. And then moved, Coop and Reamer, they reconcile the differences as Yvette breaks off her alliance with Kane, and now they're shifting their focus back to the game. So one of the most heartbreaking moments in the movie comes from the Laser Boy Pops.
Oh, I thought
yeah.
Man. I thought you were going to go on the other scene there.
What's it?
The scene like right after the Makalaka board where they start like making out.
Board. Whew. Okay.
I told you they're freaks. That's what we're...
That's why I said reconcile and moved on. That's... Okay, let's talk about it then.
Let's talk about it.
They're on the Makalaka board. They realize this is stupid. Dude. And then they full-blown go at it kissing.
I mean, there's full tongue. This isn't CGI at all. This is a real freaking reaction.
I was like...
I'm like, oh, Okay.
I'm like, what the hell? So the buzzer rings, the buzzer goes off. Now they're back into the game, right? And now I can say Lazy Boy pops.
Right.
And it's, even when I was younger and I seen this movie, when Lazy Boy pops, I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
What's Coop gonna do? Cause Coop only played with Lazy Boy,
Right,
so
That was worse than when Denzel died.
dude, that's way worse when Denzel died. Oh my, you can save Denzel. You can't save Lazy Boy.
So terrible. I thought about that way.
And they call it back to like right before the ending too. Because like he loses Lazy Boy, but he gets Barca Lounger.
Joey brought his business to him.
Right.
Yeah, he makes new BASEketball, and he gives it to Coop for the last play of the game.
And the last throw, they win it. Jennifer gives Coop. Squeak still Squeak.
Right.
Everything's pretty much the same.
Let me ask you guys, what was your favorite psych out? Like, because that played such a prominent role.
Okay, so I'm gonna save mine
in this?
because my favorite psych out is actually
Is
my
your
iconic
iconic
scene.
scene, right.
So I'll save mine for now.
All right, what's your favorite psych out?
Oh, okay. I hope this isn't it. My favorite is Reamer because he's almost a little bit better at psych outs than Coop, right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
So there's one where like he's talking to the guy and he's like, "Hey, look at this," and he like opens his shirt. And it's a picture of like his wife like bent over.
Oh, that's my wife.
Oh, yeah.
Here's
That's
me.
my wife.
There's my wife. Here's me. Yeah.
Oh man.
Mine would have to be when Coop goes and he like flips a guy off and then he takes the flyers. He's like doing this like song and you're seeing him get closer to the middle finger. He starts pulling it off and everybody in the crowd is like screaming. They're like, "No!"
It's just
no,
spraying blood.
no." And it just like pulls off the finger and there's blood squirting everywhere and like everybody's like, "What the fuck?" And then you find out it's like a fake hand this entire time. Oh man, that one just kills me.
I mean, even simple like way in the beginning with one of the prep boys about to take a shot and Rudy goes, "Fuck your sister." It
Right.
like, completely just throws it off. Fuck your sister.
So they win the Denzel Cup.
Yep, they won the Disney Cup.
And everybody lives happily ever after except for Squeak because apparently he can't at all.
Yep.
And that's BASEketball.
BASEketball. Let me ask you a question. And it goes to the line. Can a movie like BASEketball be remade today?
See, now that's what's something so great about BASEketball. I don't think it could, right? Because like what's great about that movie, it's just dumb jokes. Like the best part of that movie is just the jokes. There's no real substance in the plot. You know, the acting is good, but like it's almost a parody of everything you see in a sports movie. Everything you see.
I will say that the acting is surprisingly not terrible in this movie.
Yeah.
The acting is surprisingly pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. No one really does a bad job.
Because prior to this, I don't think we've ever seen Trey Parker nor Matt Stone in anything.
Outside of Orgasmo.
Well, which came later.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
No, that was literally like the first thing, yeah. No, I'm talking about BASEketball.
yeah, baseball was their first thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and prior to that, we just know them as South Park guys.
Yeah.
So, you get those two, you get Robert Vaughn, you get Ernest Borgnine, you get Yasmin Bleeth, you get,
Jane McCarthy.
Jane McCarthy,
So hold on, didn't they get nominated for like a Razzie?
Yeah, Jenny McCarthy and Yasmin, they were nominated for Best Supporting Actress, which is like kind of unfair, but
Right.
whatever.
I don't know.
But anyway,
I don't know about those guys, the Razzie guys. Like I know they're trying to make it like a joke, but I think they're like way too serious about
some
it.
of them,
They're ultra critical.
some of them really do get it right though. Like like that movie 100% deserves to be on that list for sure.
Right, sure, but it's also like one of those things where it's like, okay, guys, really, like that's how lame you guys are. 'Cause that's really what I picture them as. Like these bunch of fucking nerds that just like sit around circle jerking each other.
Suck it, nerd.
Saying this is a terrible movie.
Sure. Like there's people out there making content, making movies, making stories.
Right. So
Your job is just to kind of
shit on the movie. That's where your job is. Your job is shit on a movie. So you know what? You make a fucking movie. You do something good with your life.
Not for sure. Like, you can criticize stuff, but also talk about what you liked. Talk about what's good in it.
Right, of course.
Everything has some redeeming factor.
All right, so that's BASEketball.
So let's kick off takeaways. Of course, our special guest, Lund, gotta go first. Lund Hairston, who is getting your That Guy award?
Oh, sure. I mean, it has to be Coop, right? He's just like the perfect protagonist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is getting your That Chick award?
You know what? I'm actually going to give this one to Yvette. Like, you know, Yasmin Blee's character, Jenny, or Jenna, right? Like, I can't remember, because, like, she's just there to be the girlfriend character.
Right.
She has a good joke here or there, but there's nothing really compelling or fun, or, like, they don't even subvert that at all. She's just, like, that sweet girl. But whereas Yvette, like, she kind of has this arc, you know, like, we don't know the details of, like, her relationship with Denslow, but like you could probably tell they got along. They liked each other. They had fun.
They were together for like 3 months.
Yeah, but you know, you could do that and still like the person.
Anna Nicole Smith this.
She sure
That
does.
sound like. Yeah.
But she loses everything essentially, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, like she kind of hangs out with the bad guy for a minute because she's like, well, what am I gonna do with myself? And then towards the end, she's like, oh right, you're a creep. And, like, every time you see her, there's, like, a good, solid joke she gives. So, that's what I'm giving it.
All right.
Who's getting your This Fool award?
Oh, man, it's Reamer. It's Reamer.
Dude. Okay.
It has to be Reamer.
Okay.
Because, he's not the actual bad guy, but it's like, he just...
He's a bad guy.
He just enables all the bad stuff to happen so much. And he look, he never really gets screwed over in the movie. He always gets the benefits of everything that happens, and he spends so much of the movie criticizing his friend.
Cut that out.
Cut that out. Okay. I think this one's going to be... Okay, so I don't think there's a specific scene, but there's, like, this weird psych out Reamer does, and you see it twice where, like, he, like, shoots, like, breast milk out of his...
Right, out
nipple?
of his nipples.
And then he does it again for the finale, and it's just, like, they never explain it, like... If he just has some sort of hookup and he's like it's fake, like he's just shooting breast milk out of his nipples. I didn't need that. You could take that out.
And what about your iconic scene?
Oh boy, I think I gotta take it back to the opener, right? Mm-hmm. Just because it's just so funny when you're seeing like the football guy tackle the dude who catches the pop fly at home field, and then like there's like this like Morgan Freeman narration. It's not. It's like a parody.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, I don't think they got Morgan to do this.
And it's funny because, like, isn't this before he started narrating stuff? Like,
oh no, dude, Morgan Freeman was born narrating shit. He narrated his own birth, I believe.
Oh yeah,
he was born 40.
At 11:27 p.m., I was removed from my mother's womb.
Like,
well, I cried after being smacked.
1998. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, amazing actor, but he wasn't on my radar yet. So like when I like watched it back, I'm like, they doing a little parody. So I really like that, combined with just all the crazy stuff with the sports and just all the jokes about teams switching cities. It was just so good.
And what about your iconic scene?
That was the iconic scene.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Sorry, people. Moving on.
It's getting late, guys.
I am getting sleepy. Dave, Neff, who's getting your That Guy award?
It's going to be Coop. He's a protagonist. He actually has a good story arc. At the end of the day, he actually gets in a pretty decent amount of jokes that really gets me. But at the end of it, like even though he became the owner of like this team, like he just really wanted to do right by the sport, like how he envisioned that in the first place. You don't get that with owners, especially these NFL owners now.
That Chick award.
I'm actually going to give it Jenna Reed. I think that she has the best joke for of the female characters. Yes, I agree with literally everything you say. That Jenny McCarthy overall is a little bit more interesting of a character, but that joke about the Dream Country Foundation just kills me every single time.
Yeah, I can't even argue. It was so good. It was so funny.
Who's getting your This Fool award?
I'm going to give it to Squeak. It's not. I'll tell you why. There's at no point where Squeak like really truly stood up for himself. He just like thinks that these guys are like his good friends, even though they kind of treat him like shit this entire time, yeah. Right? And then like, to be honest, was there actually a scene where Squeak had a funny like a funny role in it where he instigated a scene and not at the expense of Squeak. It's like every single time we're supposed to laugh at Squeak, it's because somebody's either making a joke about him or they're hurting him. And it's like that just means that people were already writing you off before they even saw you.
Cut that up.
The breast milk scene is good. I'm not gonna lie. That was a pretty good psych out. I think for me was it's probably going to be another psych out actually. When they're in San Francisco and they're playing the guys and he makes the Australia joke, you know.
What is that joke?
Yeah.
What is that joke
again?
again?
I don't remember the joke, but he's like have it bare ass like Australia vagina, and he pulls down and you see Squeak's ass, and it's like that's
that scene.
That scene for me, like it's funny, but I really didn't need that.
The gross out humor cuts one of two ways. Either it's like works perfectly, or you're just like, I don't know. I don't know about that one.
But for it to be, a Matt Stone, Trey Parker movie, like it's really the gross out humor is really kind of kept to a minimum.
No, for sure.
For like the gross shit. Yeah.
What they do in South Park alone,
way heavier.
Way heavier.
And what about your iconic scene?
I'm actually going to say the opener's really good. But I'm actually going to say probably the hospital scene.
Oh yeah, I thought Joey was dead.
Yeah, just like all that zaniness that just kind of like hits in. It's one of the more fun scenes in the movie. Literally, they're zapping the kid, trying to get back to life. They think he's in the morgue at one point, and just like the entire zaniness of trying to like figure out what's going on. And it's just Matt and Trey just playing off of each other that entire time.
And they're like drunk off their ass still at this point.
Right, they're still drunk.
Because they went from the bar to the game where like Reamer and Squeak are puking in buckets and Coop's just done.
like Squeak gets thrown into the shit chute, I mean, it's comedy gold at that point.
My God. So that's your iconic scene.
That's my iconic.
All right. So
my co-host Jay, who is that? You're that guy award.
My that guy award. Might as well be like the rest of the two and give it to Coop. Coop, like you said, does have that comeuppance. The best arc in the storyline. Genuinely a good guy, really. But he's the guy that we pretty much follow throughout the movie because of his, his misfortunes, and of course Reamer does nothing to help him out with this.
Right.
So therefore, it's like you have to go through your trials and tribulations on your own. But the way he comes out of it is still like another show triumphant for sure.
Yeah, he's a champion.
Right.
Definitely a champion. That chick award.
You only got two, really.
You only got two. I think I'm going to. No, take it back. I'm gonna be petty for a second. My that chick award goes to the Felons cheerleaders.
Oh.
In particular, the one in the front row, forward down from left. When they bring the whip around and hit the little hump thing with the whip.
Remember how we said earlier in the show that some guys got like freaky things? You just found out Jay's.
Oh, no. Don't beat me. You just look good doing it. Don't beat me. I'm not with the beating shit.
The cheerleader game in this movie is amazing.
Oh,
right.
What? Better than Wild 'N Out Girls. Like, oh my God.
Like, I know you're not supposed to like that anymore, but hey, it's sports. This is like, this is the most dude sport ever.
I thought they looked just.
One of the teams is called the Beers.
The Milwaukee Bears. This full award, I'm gonna. I was hard. It was in between, Baxter Kane, or Squeak. Since you two already took Squeak, I think I'm gonna give it to Baxter Kane. And the reason why,
we took Reamer.
Only reason why, is that you got this fucking brawn. It's just so weird. Because like, what satisfaction are you getting by rubbing your particular nipple that's in a bra? By the way.
That's crazy for you.
If you can hear, if you can hear my hand right now, I'm imitating what he did in the movie.
It's like way up in there.
Also with Baxter, right? Like, it's played like he's grossed out, right? But like, it's in the movie. There's a ton of scenes where like he touches something gross or something gross gets sprayed on him, and it's like it happens so much where like it can't be a coincidence. Like he has to have some sort of weird, messy fetish.
Wow.
Like, who reaches down and grab bird shit? Like, who does that?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Cut that out.
The bra scene. No.
I would have cut the bra scene out, actually. Yeah, I probably would. Well, then again, that's Baxter's character. He's a weird dude. So for that, I'll say Baxter Kane can be cut out, but he's our bad guy, so I kind of need him to be there. But I just didn't like what he was. I'm cool. Anyway, my iconic scene, though, is definitely going to be a psych out, and that psych out came from Trey Parker. He walks up to dude. I forgot the setup for it. They said something to him about it. I was like, just go over there, let him have it, bro. Like, all right, here goes. Walks over to the dude, and we hear for the first time ever the voice of Cartman.
Oh, yes. No, that one was amazing.
I was like, that's to me what sold the movie. I'm like, he's fucking playing Cartman? Oh, yes. I gotta go see this.
I think he says, like, call him fat. And then he's like,
yeah, what's called fat? Like, hey, big ass, you're so fucking fat. Like, yeah, but he doesn't ask Cartman's voice. Dude, that's nostalgia.
Amazing.
Nostalgia. Because South Park's only going on for a few months at this point.
Right. That show could have not went anywhere.
Nah. Then you have arguably your favorite character from the show and the guy that plays him. Hands down, iconic scene. Love that. Like, and they put in the trailer too. So like, I'm now looking forward to seeing this particular scene in the movie. Love it. Let's go on to quick hits so we can wrap this puppy up. Quick hits. Trey Parker and Matt Stone agreed to do this film under the assumption by the time filming began, South Park would have already been canceled. It wasn't, and having been committed to both projects, had to attend principal photography for this project during the day and produce South Park during the night, leaving very little time for any sleep.
That's dope.
When you're good at what you do, man.
Yeah.
When you're good at what you do.
Those guys are geniuses.
The movie is based on a real-life game that director David Zucker created with his friends, literally played in the driveway of his home. Many of the reappearances...
But was it in the hood?
It was probably in the hood. David Zucker probably lived in Compton. Right off of...
Yeah.
For real.
Of course he was.
Nah. But many of the reappearing teammates are friends of Zucker and actually original players of the Zucker driveway game, asked by the director to be in the movie to pay homage to the origins of BASEketball. So can you imagine like being cool with like Zucker? Hey man, come over, I'm having a barbecue on Tuesday. You pull up, they're playing fucking BASEketball in front of his house.
That would be awesome.
I was like, can I play? I really want to play.
I feel like it's kind of a sad thing that game never really took off because that I could probably get into that one.
I think now I could probably take off.
You think so?
I think so.
With the whole setup and everything, with the whole garage and everything set up.
Yeah, just like, but now, like specifically this
era.
Yeah, because there's always these like weird sports that are coming up now.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
It'd be a good millennial sport. Like
it's a perfect millennial
but
sport.
you don't really have to try. Like,
right.
In the scene where Reamer meets with his entertainment lawyer, Coop accuses Reamer of being a sellout for doing a big Hollywood movie now that he's famous, leading to Coop and Reamer to act as though they'd heard that phrase before. This is a reference to the fact that when BASEketball was announced, many of the South Park fans accused Matt Stone and Trey Parker of being sellouts for doing a big Hollywood movie now that they're famous. So they took your fans' judgment, made it a joke, and put it in the movie.
and then made like 20 seasons of South
They
Park
don't
still.
fucking care.
You know what? They should do more live action movies. Do a live action version of the Book of Mormon.
Wow.
Do it. Well,
I would love to see that.
that's their place. So yeah,
That'd be
I'd
pretty
love
good.
to see that.
This movie was mentioned in Trey Parker and Matt Stone's TV show South Park when Stan mentions the time he and Kenny got their money back for this movie. The shooting schedule works out in such a way that Yasmin believes first scene was the one where she walks in on Matt Stone and Trey Parker naked in the locker rooms. So that's your first day on set, by the way.
With them long ass dicks.
Oh yeah.
First day on set, you get to see that. Okay. This is Robert Vaughn's 100th film.
Yeah, he died I think he died a couple years ago.
So prolific.
Chris Farley turned down the role of Joe Cooper. The script was subsequently offered to Trey Parker and Matt Stone, who rewrote it to the effect of their sensibilities better.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think that works better. Like, because we would have just got like kind of like a Tommy Boy Black Sheep.
Oh,
sports
basketball! And rest in peace, Chris Farley. But
and I love those two movies too.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Well, that about wraps it up. Lund Hairston, it has been an absolute honor, bro. Come back anytime, man.
Oh, I will.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And he knows his shit.
He does.
I
told you.
Dave brought a good one.
I did.
He brought a good guy. A good guy.
Why, thank you.
Go ahead and let people know where they can find you, brother.
Sure. You can find me on Facebook, Leland Hairston. You should be able to find me, Leland Hairston, also on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danger David Neff, booking guest spots a day. Where can they find you?
I am the wonderful co-host here at Back to the Classics. We also have our own YouTube show called Reel It Back.
Reel It Back.
Where we're actually going to be filming, of course, plenty of reviews. I am currently writing a script for one as we speak. You can always find me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook at David Danger Neff. You talk to me, I talk back. We can discuss anything that you pretty much want. Or if you're looking to possibly be a guest on the show, you're more than welcome to reach out to me, and we can figure out a good schedule.
Folks on the show.
We do love having guests on the show. So if you're interested in doing so, please feel free to reach out to us. This is definitely an open invite for those of you who can make it. My wonderful co-host, Jay Alonso.
Who? Me?
Yeah, you.
Me?
It could be.
You can find me on all the social media simply at I am Jay Alonso. You talk to me, I'll talk back. We're talking Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Of course, follow this here podcast at BTTC Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. We're up there every day now. So just go ahead, jump on in, join the conversation. Of course, the Facebook group, Back to the Classics and Movie Talk group, is up and running. Go ahead, jump on in there, join that conversation. I'm going to be paying more attention to the Facebook page as well. It's been a long, busy weekend for both me, myself, and Dave. But I will be personally jumping back on that page, throwing out more stuff to you guys, and let you know what we got going on here at Back to the Classics. What am I missing here? I'm missing something.
Are you?
I feel like I am.
You talked about Instagram. You talked about.
Okay.
Did you talk Reel It Back?
Well, you did.
I did.
Oh, Reel It Back. and that's coming out. And I think that's it.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Well, don't forget to jump on the BeatNetworkOnline.com. Get you all the links to your favorite podcasts and TV shows right here at BeatNetworkOnline.com. Shout out to the major platforms for us: Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker, Google Play.
Google Play.
We're all over the fucking place. That's dope. I don't listen to half that shit.
No, I really don't either.
No.
But for those of you who do listen, we do thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely. And like I said, like we always say, Beat Network has huge things coming up. Just keep a lookout for what's going on, baby. And then you'll see how we grow in this thing we call podcast movie talk. With that being said, we had a fantastic time. Once again, a huge shout out to our guest, Mr. Lund Hairston. And the name precedes because your hair is glorious, my friend.
Thank you so much.
He's a light-skinned dude, he's a yellow dude with a super 70s fro. Love it. Fucking awesome.
Keep it natural.
With that being said, Super Throwback is next week.
With a huge movie.
Huge one. With a huge movie with a great guest. We'll see y'all next week. Love y'all forever. Send the folks to be out this thing. Peace.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.